Hey guys, still here and welcome back to Stormworks. I was building a car. Reason being is that I need to transport a whole bunch of cargo to a mine. And this is the car that I want to use that for. So what I was doing is building a car that has pretty good capacity. So it can transport all sorts of stuff and I can still change its mission profile pretty much on the fly. So at least I have a good framework that I can always use then to use for further missions. What we still need to do is build a driver seat slash cockpit slash whatever you want to call it. I'll set up a driver seat here. This seems to be the right height. Go for a couple of windows. There is a slit in there that really shouldn't be. Corner windows. Come on, you're gonna be like that? Yep, they're gonna be like that. Alright. Maybe it's that block that was missing. There you go. Oh, these things are the wrong way around. There, that's better. For the moment, I'm just going to go with a slightly small... No, correction. If this vehicle at some point needs to transport more passengers, then I will want a slightly bigger cockpit. Or driver seat, whatever you want to call it. Because I might at some point need that capacity. Alright, now I can add these angled windows. No, the side windows, corner windows. Sort of. Here. Wrap this up. Now, I could go for a roof. It's not exactly a priority, so if it's going to turn out to be too expensive and I need to cut some parts, this is going to be the first part that goes. Because at the moment it is superfluous. I don't need one. But it's more to round out the vehicle a little. I need a couple of windows so I can see out the side. Come to think of it though, this roof could be very handy if I want to put a couple of spotlights on there. Just to see. Because I don't think that on this new island they installed any streetlights. Or at least I would be rather surprised if they did. Expand it a little bit further backwards. Come on. There. Okay, so that is my sort of control cabin area. Couple things that I need to do. I need to set up my gearboxes. I need to set up a way to start the engine. I need a way to control the engine, so to use the throttle. I need to control lights. I need to have lights. I need to have potentially a trailer for this car, so that I can still drag it along with me should I so desire. I still have plenty of things to do. Oh, and I also need to see what sort of speed I'm going at. So let's go with a linear speed sensor. And just hide that somewhere where there is room. Like here. I just need one. And I need my speed in kph. There. These things tied together. Linear speed. Oh, is that going reverse? That's going in reverse. I don't need to know what my speed is going backwards. I need to know what my speed is going forwards. So combine that. Then I want a couple of displays. I want a couple of dials for that. One is going to tell me what my speed is. I also want one that's going to tell me what my RPS is on my both engines. So this one is for the left engine. This one's for the right engine. And this one is for the speed. So this is speed in kph. It's going to go from, I'd say, -20 in case I'm reversing, to about 100. I don't think that this vehicle is going to be going any further than, or any faster than that. RPS right from 0 to 25 and RPS left. All right. Then a couple of gauges to see what my engine temperature is. I have found that this patch, that is a little bit more important. Sometimes you can put the vehicle way too hot, and that is going to just burn down the engine. Even on these small ones, I've had them explode. Engine L temperature and engine R temperature. Good. Next up, I need controls. I need to have a way of steering. I'm going to go with front wheel steering. And since these things don't need propulsion, I can just change these wheels. Because now they're steering counteracting. This one's going to steer to the right. Actually, hold on. If I'm pressing A, it's going to get a plus. So yeah, this wheel is set up properly. Because you want a plus value to start to turn right. This one's set up properly. This one is not. So these two wheels need to go and get redone. Because I need that steering icon to go like that. There. Okay, so now I can steer. A and D. That goes to steering, 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 and some more steering. Okay. Then I have two things that I need to control. One is the throttle and one is the engine RPS. Speaking of the engine, I need a push button to actually start the engine. So this is engine start. That goes to both of these engines, 1 and 2. I also need to have a way to figure out what my battery is doing, or what the status is of my battery. So I'm going to go for 1 X2, what I call them. Just adds up the information from 2 batteries and puts it into one dial. 1 battery, second battery, and that can fit here. So this is battery percentage, going from 0 to 100. That's what that microcontroller does. And that is this one. Okay, so now I have all the indicators and dials. I need throttle and I need a clutch. I think that using where is it, WNS for the clutch would be ideal, because then I can dictate how much power actually goes from the engine towards the clutch. So WNS is the clutch. Up and down is going to be my throttle. This is going to be sticky, and WNS is also going to be sticky. The difference is that reset, if you press the button once, it's going to immediately reset like you want with steering. You don't want to be constantly steering in a turn. If it is sticky, it means that if you press W, it's going to change the value from, let's say, 1 to 1.1. And if you press S, it's going to go from 1.1 back to 1. So that has the same values here and there. Those then need to be connected. So W and S are connected, up and down are connected to the throttles. Lights. I have spotlights. I'm going to put a couple in the front of the car. And then a couple of just standard lights. Those are going to be in the back. I want those to be red as a sort of tailgate light or tail lights. Replace color, additive, red. There. We're going to need a button. I could install another button, but just going with a hotkey 1 is probably good enough. Connect those up, and we're done. Alright, so this does need to be indicated that these are the lights. What I also want the lights to do is turn on all the backlights for my dials. Like that. Now I can quickly get all the lights for the vehicle on or off. Okay, I think we're actually getting somewhere. I cannot yet start the vehicle because at the moment I don't have any battery power. So time to hook those things up. I'm gonna go with one battery to the other and then use one battery to connect to everything. That is generally, I have found, the easiest way to see if everything is connected. Because if it's not, if there's no direct line to it, you're going to immediately notice. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. I think we're getting somewhere now. With this little roadhog. Alright, let's paint it up a little. I want it to be red. Or at least the underside. That's pretty dark red. And for the top, I might go with orange or yellow. I know it's not the most ideal paint scheme, but it is going to be a decent way of finding my car back. And having this sort of rescue color. Paint all that. I'm probably missing out on a couple of blocks. And in case you're arguing, hey, why don't you just use the change color? I know I can do that, but it makes everything red. And not everything needs to be red. Because then you're just gonna have to paint everything else in a different color. The underside can just be black. Now originally I was thinking that I might build a vehicle at some point which is amphibious. So a car that can seamlessly traverse into being a amphibian vehicle. And with that, you'd have a bit more flexibility for those missions where you have a unit or something that needs rescuing which is close to shore, but just far enough away that driving might be a little faster. And at the same time, you can still go there and rescue the people. Simply by having a car that then decides to go swimming. But this one, I think, isn't exactly up to that because it has no enclosed spaces for air. There are no parts of this vehicle where there's air trapped. And because of that, it cannot float. Probably going to be missing out on a few tiles here and there. So be it. Because I also quite want to get this vehicle underway. I'm not sure if everything is going to fit in the car at the moment. If it is not, then I will need to build a trailer for it, just to have a bit more cargo capacity. This whole pipe can go dark. This can go dark. So I've got a couple of red squares there, here, here, on the back. Some here. And the first line of these pipes from the cargo cage, I guess you could call it. And of course these. I'm actually not too unhappy with this color scheme. I quite like this. Oh, there's one that got away here. How do we call this? How do we call this? The multi-mission heavy truck. The no, heavy truck multi-mission. Okay, I think we can spawn it in and fuel it up and test it out. Where are you sliding? Where are you going? Dude. I haven't actually told you to do anything. Where are you going? This might have to do with me not actually installing brakes. Come to think of it, that is maybe why this vehicle is just slipping off. Oh, this is quite dark indeed. Okay, so lesson learned, install brakes. If you don't want your vehicle to start moving away, if you haven't given it an option or an order to do that yet. Time to install a toggle button. Hook it up to power. And just, let's say, block the rear wheels and the front wheels. And this is now the parking brake. This is on by default. Let's see if that fixes anything. Sort of. It's still bobbing around a little more than I would hope. Okay, I need to add more ladder pieces because this one ladder isn't doing anything for me. Is this better? Would be nice if I actually climb aboard the vehicle. There we go. Let's the engine start. Lights. Check. Lights are working. Alright. I think the bobbing might also have to do with the fact that the train, or that the car, is being traded as a sort of semi-train. And it really isn't. It is not a train. Oh crap, I don't have a fuel indicator. That's important. It's 4 fuel tanks, so a 4 times fuel combiner. There has to be some sort of room where I can hide this thing. And if there isn't, then I'm going to make some room. There. Okay, fuel tanks. Fuel tank 1. Fuel tank 2. Fuel tank 3. And fuel tank, where are you? 4. Another dial. And this dial takes the information from those fuel tanks. Or is it here? Okay, so 4 times, that's 750. Fuel. Of course, it also needs to have power for the backlight, and it needs to go on when I trigger the backlight. Okay, is this thing extended far enough? Yep, should be good. Let's check. Yep, we're getting fuel. Now it's time for the big test. Will it actually start up? This is good to go. Let's disconnect that. So, a bit more throttle. Fire up the engine. Yep, we got RPS. Turn off the parking brake. Give it clutch, and we're moving! Albeit slowly, and the engine just died. Oh, it kind of don't want to go. Oh, there's another problem that I might have. I haven't installed a reverse gear, which would be lovely to have on a car. Let's just autosave. That's faster than having to pump out the fuel again. A reverse is perfectly useful on a car. And I don't have it. So that's something that I would really like to see on a vehicle like this. Just being able to go backwards. And I hope that it can fit through that gap. That opening of the train depot. It remains to be seen. Come on, game, load faster. Yes, 1%, finally. Spawning. All I see is dark. Here we are. Okay, a reverse gear. This gearbox I haven't used, so let's put that up for reverse. And that needs to be toggled by a button. That's easier to see than if I were to just use a control button from my seat. I think that's the front gearbox. Correct. Okay, so this is reverse. And hook that up to power. Okay, bring this out. Hook it up. Throttle up a little, start the engines. Engines are starting. Disconnect the fuel. I really don't like the way that this thing is bobbing backwards and forwards. Come on, are you stuck? I think I'm stuck on the fuel tank. Well, that's unfortunate. Why is my... oh, my battery died? No, it didn't. Oh, I'm just not getting any information on the battery. Okay, apparently I hadn't fueled it up completely. That's a push button, isn't it? Okay, so that's not working yet. The fine-tuning phase, always fun. Then again, I suppose that Stormworks is about 90% about building stuff, and 20%, if that, about getting the stuff to do what you need it to do. Building a ship, building a car, building, well, basically whatever, is usually more fun than actually doing the mission. Anyway, this one is a push... Yeah, it's a push button. Yeah, it's because I copied the engine starter. Whereas it needs to be a toggle. This one goes to the first gearbox. And it is the reverse. And it gets power from the battery. Done. Once again. Fueling it up. We got RPS, engine temperatures going up pretty fast. I think that would be enough fuel to complete this mission. Or rather, I hope. Otherwise, we're taking a hell of a lot of stuff. Parking brake off. Give it a bit of clutch. Yeah, come on, get out, get out, get out. Don't get stuck, don't get stuck, don't get stuck. I said don't get stuck. Whoa. Reverse. I think we're somehow still stuck on that fuel thing. Oh, come on, game. Work with me here. Can we take the other exit? Maybe? No? Holy shit, I'm burning a lot of fuel. I just burned 100 liters of fuel in this span of about, well, no time at all. Alright, reverse gear on. Okay, we got reverse. My engine just died. No clutch, full throttle, engine start, engine starting. Yeah, we're still not out. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is not going to work. Oh, I really want this truck to just come out of the depot. Just get a mission done. Can I just push it out? No, probably not. It's probably already too dug in. Although... Jeez, this is one strong character. Out you go, truck. Come here. You know you want to go out and play, so let's do it. It immediately falls back. The damn train tracks are the problem. See, if this would have been an actual normal hangar, we wouldn't have this problem. Alright, I'm gonna do one change here. I'm going to install an electric motor. Just so I can actually get out of this depot. Or at least, hopefully. Pipe cross. Enclosed cross like that. One electric motor. And control that, or add it to the battery. And then control it by W and S. There. Let's see if that will help. Oh, I just wasted a whole bunch of fuel, didn't I? Fuck. Oh, parking brakes on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. Yes! Yes, we're out. Parking brake on. It's still sort of stuttering on the train tracks, but at least we got the vehicle out. I consider this a win. Now I can fuel it up outside. If the winch is long enough. Hose out. Good enough. Bring it over. Ah, I'm missing a meter, if that. Hose out. Back here. Bring it. Connect it. There you go. Status. Fuel's coming in. Okay. How much time do we have? 32 minutes. We need to get underway. And quick. How far do we need to go? 3 clicks. That should be manageable. How's fuel? Still not quite full. Okay, good enough. Disconnect that. And let's see if I can get to my pickup point. So, throttle up. Start the engine. Oh, please. Oh, I drained my battery. I completely drained my battery, and now I cannot start the engine. Nope, the whole vehicle is just plain dead. Oh my god. And I'm still, for some reason, slipping. A normal hangar would just save me, but I don't have one. Fuck's sake. Okay. I'm gonna cut the episode here. Hopefully, somehow, I can get this vehicle to actually move. To actually try and make it out of the train yard and to get it to a point where I can start to do the mission. For now, I'm getting a little fucking frustrated with the game. It's not the first time, and it probably will not be the last. You just want it to work. You just want it to be fun. But, come on, my vehicle died because I used too much of the electric motor, too much of the battery. Now I cannot start anything, and for some reason, despite me not actually doing anything, the vehicle is still moving. While the parking brake is on. Stormworks. Oh well, I will catch you guys on the next episode where hopefully I have thought of a remedy for this problem. Catch you guys next time.